Hello, welcome to You, Me and Mediumship. As the title says, I'm going to speak tonight about heaven and hell, my perspective on that, and hopefully it will give you a few bits and pieces to think about. And obviously please leave comments, like and subscribe as well if you don't mind, that would be great. So we're going to start with, does hell exist? Okay, we all know the stories behind hell, how it's described, what it's like with the fire and this, that, and the other, which we won't go too much into. But does hell exist? Well, in a sense, yes, but not in the sense that it's been described to us. So hell, in a way, the way I've been told and the way I perceived what I was told, is that for every wrongdoing that we carry out whilst we're here on this earth, we will feel every emotion and pain that we did to that other person. So, in a sense, that's, I guess, hell. It's a darkness. So if somebody was really, really bad and did some really bad things whilst on this earth, then they will go through the pain, the anguish and the trauma that they placed on another being. They will feel every ounce of it. So in a sense, that is a hell. And it wouldn't be until you accepted the wrongdoing, that you realized what you had done, that you felt bad about what you did, and you understood what you did. It wouldn't be until that moment in time, if you like, although that doesn't exist in the world of spirit, but you would be in that darkness until that time came that you accepted and you really, really felt that you should not have done what you did. So you kind of come round to understanding the pain and the anguish that you caused another being. So in a sense, that's a darkness. How long you stay in that darkness, obviously, is down to you, your soul, and how you see what you did and how you accept that you did wrong. Obviously, maybe for some souls, that might not be an easy task. So they could quite easily be in that dark plane, if you like, for quite a while, because they need to learn. And just as we learn here on earth, is how we learn in the world of spirit. The learning and the teaching doesn't stop just because we're no longer in the body. That carries on and goes on. Now, heaven, obviously, okay, there are very few of us who will just go straight to heaven. We could be a good person, but there will be elements in us all. And it's kind of like Jesus said at the stoning. He said, let him without sin cast the first stone. And nobody could cast that first stone, because we all, at some point in our lives, make the wrong move, we say the wrong thing, we treat somebody wrongly, and we will all need to learn by what we have done. Even if we are in the light, we will still feel that pain that we caused someone else, albeit for a short period of time, and a good soul would understand straight away what they had done, and they would then be able to move on quite quickly. So obviously the more we sin, the more we need to learn and understand before we move on. And for some of us, it will be very quick, very smooth, and we will obviously learn from that. So that could happen in the light. That doesn't need to be in darkness. That would be kind of, well, you've heard the expression where you said, "Oh, my life flashed before my eyes." Well, kind of, that's what happens. So you will replay just about every moment of your life, and there'll be certain parts of your life that will obviously have a lot of meaning for you, and you will understand what you learned from that. And it's all about progression of the soul. So heaven, obviously, it's not the pearly gates or anything like that, or a man with a beard sat in a chair having a word with you. That's not going to happen. You will have your own understanding of your own wrongdoing. So when we say that God judges you, because God exists within us all, you kind of judge yourself. So you will know where you went wrong, and you will accept where you went wrong, and you will learn from that. And like I said, that's all part of your progression. So heaven obviously is a beautiful place because it's full of people or full of souls, if you like, of light and love and understanding. But we all have to go through an element of hell, not pure hell, not for those that have sinned really, really badly, but for the good souls that have made the odd mistake. They will learn from that. And sometimes a good soul will learn very, very quickly, and even before passing. We all make mistakes. We are human. That's why we're here. We are encased in these bodies to experience life so that we learn from it. And of course, I can hear you all saying it now, there are people that never learn, and that's very true. Eventually, fingers crossed they will, but sometimes it can take an awful long time. So, yes, hell exists, but we create our own hell through our actions. Heaven exists, and we will all go there one day. We'll make it in the end, depending on how quickly we learn the lessons of life, I guess. So, forget all the fire and the flames. Yes, it'll be dark, it wouldn't be nice. It's a realm that nobody wants to find themselves in. But the pain that we feel will be the pain that we have created for others. That's the only pain we will feel. In heaven, like I said, it's a different kettle of fish altogether. Majority will learn here on this plane. Some may have one or two issues when they pass into the light to deal with before progressing on. So the whole purpose of the soul is to learn and progress and grow. And obviously there are souls that may need to return because there are lessons that they need to learn in order for that soul to progress. So the number of lifetimes and the number of existences that we have really is down to us. And if we need to return to learn any lesson, really, majority of us will at some point in our existence experience most things. So the more we experience here, and we will say sometimes, "Oh, what a life I've had," in a way, and this is going to sound crazy, but in a way, it's a good thing because you have experienced all those downs and you've overcome them. And we will overcome all the problems that we face in life, be it now, be it when we return, but we will eventually overcome them all. So we all point downwards for hell and upwards for heaven, don't we? So that's just a way we express it. It's just a way that we can describe it in our own minds, I think, sometimes. But heaven denotes space. People always look up when they mention the word heaven, because it is space. And like the countryside, if you go for a walk in the countryside, there is a space. There's a beautiful space. And that is like heaven, full of light, love, and space. The darkness is a different thing. In darkness, you don't feel that space. You don't feel that freedom. So once the soul is released into that space, into that heaven, is where it can express itself in beauty, in love, and in light. And as mediums, now some of you might think, oh, don't quite see a link with mediumship here. Well, there is, because as mediums, we work in that love and we work in that light. We work in that space. So as we expand when we sit in the power, we are expanding into the space of love and light in order to communicate with the energy that exists there. So that's how a medium enters that space. We expand into it. And then, as time goes on, our communication skills become stronger and we're more capable of passing on better evidence of the survival of the soul. So I'm a bit skeptical of mediums that are afraid of darkness, who sometimes talk of possession, who sometimes talk of the heaviness. You shouldn't be experiencing that as a medium. You should be outside of that. You should be beyond that. So we all sense heaviness sometimes. We all sense a little bit of darkness, but this is just normally a situation that we're picking up on, not an evil entity. It is just a situation we are sensing. And it's no different than when you go around your friend's house and maybe they've had an argument. You walk into that atmosphere and you sense the atmosphere. So we can sense darkness. We can sense these entities, if you like, which at the end of the day are just energies that are still, I guess, in a way, going through the experiences that they have placed upon others. Some maybe, like I said, could take a long, long time before they enter light. But we can experience them, but we don't have to communicate with them. And if we are, like I said, reaching out far enough, and that's why that sitting in that stillness, sitting in the power regularly is so important, we rise above that. So we should not really be picking up on anything that is negative. Maybe if you enjoy it, then that's a different story, but I certainly wouldn't. So I've never experienced it in nearly 60 years. So, you've just got to aim for the right place, really. Aim for that love, aim for that light, aim for that heaven in your mediumship. I hope that helps a little bit. Probably raise a few questions there, but that's fine. Please, any questions that you may have, leave below and I'll answer them. So take care. Please remember, subscribe, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye for now.